Good evening. Welcome back to Stationeers. Tonight, I want to play around with Stirling engines. I figure there's some good opportunity for that. The gases that come out of the hydrogen combustor are really hot. So I figure that would be a good opportunity to play around with that and possibly reduce the temperature. So try to reduce the cooling load. So for that, I'm going to need, for safeties, that is pipe analyzer. Now while I'm thinking about it, Stirling engine, we read input pressure. Does not look like we can read. There's pressure. Is that input, output, or just internal? Okay. So turbo pump. Yes. That might be enough sensors. Whoops. Button. Probably going to need some insulated pipes. 19. Nope, wrong button. Okay. Steel. Wow. I have a really hard time believing that I'm out of steel. Well, luckily for me, I know a way to... Oh, wait. Let's... Let's make some steel, I guess. So we'll go here. Go 1. Well then. That's going to hurt my production here. Let's do that. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm trying to. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I need one more iron. And 1, 2, 3 more coal. So one more iron, 3 more coal. So 1 more iron and 3 more coal. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. Throw that there. I have a feeling that this pressure is really low in this pipe. Yeah, on 1 meg. Okay. Well, we'll see how well that does. So turbo pump. Okay. So what I'm thinking about doing is essentially turbocharging the input to the Stirling. So that'll be using a turbo pump to pressurize the pipe network as much as I can. I want to shoot for like 45 megapascals. So there's a couple aspects to this. So we want turbo input, and then that has to be safetied. And then I think, think about that. So let's see, is there any, oh, I am gonna need cables, so I might as well get that started. Okay, is this just pure ice water? Okay. Speaking of which, I want to make sure that it's not pollutant over there. Okay. Liquid pipes, I'm not going to need liquid pipes, so I can put those up there. And as far as colors go, I do not need pollutant. Definitely going to need brown. Definitely not gonna need blue. Not going to have that. Yeah, okay. I've got some turbo pumps, so grab the turbo pumps. Volume pumps. That's good. I probably, okay, let's see, I've got frames. I need another steel sheet, which looks like I should make some steel sheets. Okay. I really need to get my automatic auto lathe thing ready. Which, if nothing else, I can select a recipe, dial in a number, and then hit a go button. I think that would be great. Okay, so I'm going to need sensors, which I've got. Oh, I didn't even pick them up. 3 sensors ought to be good. Oh, Stirling engine. Stirling engine. Figure I want 2 of those. Wow, I'm really sucking the power now. I might do some optimization. Words are hard, oh my goodness. Do some optimizations to reduce some power consumption where it doesn't need to be. For instance, the okay. It's 2 Stirlings. Oh, canisters. I do need canisters. And working gas. Now, okay, so Stirling engine. So add a working gas by inserting a gas canister. The unit must be deactivated. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Gases with a lower molecular mass make the most efficient working gases, increasing the moles. Okay, so we want light gas. Okay, essentially. Now, do they tell you? They don't tell you the molecular mass. Okay, so I guess if I look at this, so if I use this as a basis, so moles per liter, I'm assuming that would be basically the equivalent, so I might be extrapolating a little too much here. So in the case of water, 55 moles per liter. Polluted water, yeah, it's water. Liquid nitrogen, 28, so nitrogen's light. Liquid oxygen, 33, so nitrogen is still king with 28. Volatiles, 25, so volatiles is actually better. More dangerous. Carbon dioxide, 25. It's a little harder to maintain. Liquid, 25. Okay, pollutants, pretty good. NOS, okay. So it seems like our best bet is actually nitrogen. So, oh, cool. So there's the Stirlings. Okay, good. Got the sensors. Go ahead and shut that off. Goodness, I gotta adjust my power profile here. I apologize real quick. I figured out what that jitter is, and that's the stupid preventing from going over temp. So okay, 15% CPU. See if that's enough to get rid of the stupid stutter. Anyway, nitrogen. Oh, canisters. Canisters. Yeah, it'd be over here. Okay, it's gonna take a little bit to catch up. Canister. Nope. Just can. Makes sense because it'd be over in the pipe bender. So canister. A regular canister, I think, is good for 10 megapascals. Canister. Okay, fine. Huh. Gas canister sleeping. Canister, just default canister. Okay, so just over 10 megapascals. So that does mean that this is more likely to pop prior to the Stirling engine taking damage, which I guess is probably ideal, and if I use nitrogen, that shouldn't be a problem. So let's go ahead and just build a couple of these. And then do I have... Let's drop you there. I can put a... Do I have a pressure regulator? I don't. Okay, so... Regulator. You know what? Let me build two of them. This is, at least temporarily, it won't be pretty. Nope. Nope. There we go. Okay. That's definitely not it. So this is for my O2 canisters. Smart canister, of course. And this one, I don't want to overdo it because I know the pressure is going to go sky high. So for this, nitrogen, not that it matters. Let's put the brown pipe up for now because I need this. And what else can I set aside for the moment? Electronic parts. That is concerning because the storm, there's no storms. Had a big burst of nitrogen there. So,
Waste tank caution.
hey, speaking of tanks, that's definitely not right. That's the right button. Let's crack this open. Oh, yeah, I got a CO2 filter that's empty. Put it there for now. Okay. Go down below. Davy Jones lockup. Get on the ladder. Thank you. Okay, so that's nitrogen. And nitrogen's at the bottom. And there we go. There's nitrogen. Now, oxygen is here and coming straight down. This is definitely temporary, but there we go. Okay, so now we got O2 and nitrogen. Oh, I should probably drop this in here. And do a little trickery here. Okay, so that's not good. Oh. It should have this off the atmospherics line, so okay. I'll go over the side so at least it's not necessarily in the way of adjusting the dials. And oh goodness. Assuming that's where it goes. Okay. One way of doing it. Okay, so this should now have power. Pop you, pop you. Okay. Oh, let's just throw that in there then. Of course, the nitrogen doesn't have any. Wait, that went up. Interesting, that went up. Okay. Alright, so throw that there. Grab the brown pipe. Blue pipe. Do I need a nitrogen? No, I need brown and blue. Oh, right, I'm supposed to check on this. Still need a little heat. Wow, you're really resistant to that. Unless there was actually some coal in there that was not Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there was some coal there that was not from the deep miner. So, how are we doing here? Good? So if it's 1500 and 1 to 3, I should have 500 hydrocarbon. And that'll make a buttload of steel. And this is iron, right? Okay, good, it's iron. Where the... How are you getting over there? Huh? Let's throw you on the shelf so you don't accidentally get sucked in. Okay, that looks good. I want to go ahead and purge what's in there so I don't have any. Now, does that mean... Yeah, there was some... Okay. Yeah, that's still going to be pure. Okay, bring it up. Pressure's got to be over 1 megapascal. Take it up to 2.5. There we go. Want to make sure that it stayed the whole way through. Oh my goodness. Okay, insulated pipes. Now I can make a boatload. I don't want to walk away, although I might eat and drink. I think that's a safe bet. You're still processing the ice. Thank you for the Twitch there, Mr. Computer. I appreciate it. Got some French fries. Still got some French fries. I don't hear Larry moving. They must have crashed. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Okay. Irritates me because these aren't actually... Watch this. This is probably just going to pop up in a different spot. Okay, it's actually right there. So happy, happy, joy, joy. Yeah. Every time I look at this pile of crap, I am reminded that I do need to automate the fertilizer side of Larry, which maybe that's the next generation. And there's one set of pipes. You know, I might just set the one frame down here. This is wall. Actually, I probably should save the wall. Composite. So I'm gonna need the plastic that I have on me. So. I wonder... I'm going to try something here. I do this. Okay. Alright. So I got two canisters. That's... I think if there's any way I can produce what I've got. I think I'm going to need everything I've got on me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Stirlings outside, and because because the Mars atmosphere is pretty cool. So pretty cool, man. So I might actually be able to take advantage of that. Spit it out. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Point. Okay, so we're down to 7%. 6%. Okay, I may want to go load it up with something. So, alright, let's take the bag out with me. I'll load up some coal. Just make sure that we got some. I didn't really pay attention. I don't think there's a new storm on the horizon. Oh yeah, we're down to literally one battery. And the other battery bank, that's... I'm pulling power out of that one. So. Are they all hooked up? Yeah. The output of the one might not be. But I can at least... I got some thoughts about that. So, anyway. It's amazing. I set up that airlock. I still haven't used it yet. Okay. So... cycle. And I think I am good to rip this wall down. I'm going to turn you on though, because I need that going. Gonna put some pipe over here. So if I am correct, this won't be a problem. If I'm not correct, it would be. Okay. That kind of scared me for a bit. It's technically still sealed, but so let me boink. There. Right there. How do I want to do this? I don't know if that's actually enough for a Stirling. It's definitely not outside. So the pipes are going to run through. That's what right. Glass. We're going to do. Yeah, let's do that and that. So it's steel first. Oh, it's plastic sheets. Let's put So let's cycle to exterior. I'll make this into glass. Just let me... I can get it started anyway. Howdy! Charging cable perfectly covering up the chat, so I didn't actually see that right off. So, howdy, howdy. Doing Stirling engines today, at least that's the plan. And see if I can do this without blowing things up. We know how well that goes for me. Throw that down. Let's go ahead and drop this here. And I think that's right. Throw that there. Mining drill. Let's go straight out. I don't know if these take atmospheric damage, so we're going to have to figure that out. And pay attention during the storm for sure. Whenever that arrives. If it arrives. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Whoa. Twitchy, 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 twitchy. Okay. Alright. You go here. And wall. So we want this. What was it? Wall type 4. Rotate this way. Okay. Alright. So now I can see through. So let's set down Stirling engine number 1. Input and outputs are on that side, so we can do this. Let's put it right there. This is 2. I think the Stirling engines require... Okay, let's try that again. Build states, build states. Oh, I missed it. Okay, steel sheets and electronic parts. Got the steel sheets, I don't have the electronic parts on me. But that's enough to get started anyway. So what I want to do is run the exhaust of the H2 combustor out to one of these Stirlings. And then it'll go to the water filter. And then the output from the water filter will go through a second one. And I might even do it with the waste gas as well, so I might need a third one. So we'll do that at least. Get that welder out. So bright. The ultraviolet rays are cooking my eyeballs. Okay. I'm gonna grab something. Well, there's some iron in here. Don't need more iron. Okay. So if I have a third Stirling there, I'll go ahead and cook the these up. Now, would this be a walkway around it, or maybe I should have it accessible from the other side of the staircase? Decisions. So this is the input here. I'm gonna think about how I want these. Brown. So I would have the pipe sensor here. Do it this way. It's still 20 liters. So I could have the pipe analyzer here. We can have the turbo pump here. Dating, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I kind of like that idea, so yeah. Labeler, there we go. I call this 00. You call this Stirling engine 00, and this 00. Okay. We'll do the same with this right here. There's three-way junction, and there's that. So we'll have another turbo pump. Is that, yep, okay. And a pipe analyzer. There we go. We rename these 01, 01, 01. Okay, so there we go. So now we just gotta have the inputs. I think, quite frankly, straight overhead might be sufficient. Let's go the other way. This is going to go from the H2 combustor to the filter. Oh, right. Okay. Maybe we'll put the next. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Let's try that. I think that might do the trick. So this will be just a regular volume pump. if this needs to be configured for anything else. So we're going to do this. Down. Forward. There's that. Apparently I'm stinky. Need a shower. Okay. What's that? 8%? Can't read from this angle. I think it's 8%. Electronic parts. I need 2 pers. Is that 4? That was 4. I got exactly the amount of parts I need. 8%. Okay, I can deal with that. Storm's still not incoming, so that's not good. I gotta hope that these Stirlings actually kick some butt. With that, I should probably take one of those. Yeah, more pipes. Some more pipes for sure. So what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? I need more pipes, really. That's ultimately what it boils down to. 7%. Ooh, I had some nitrogen. Speaking of which, I can shoot that back up there. Dropping pressure more. That's fine. And you ought to be no problem. Oh. Slow. Oh, yeah, because the... Yeah, okay, yep. Pressure drop because of that. How's the ice crusher going over here? Mowata. Ooh, got some nice airflow. Got some nice airflow. 106 kPa in a couple areas. I can dig it. Actually, I don't know if I can dig it. It's a little, crashed again. Today's going to be the day that you just crash, isn't it? Let's take a look here. 115 liters. Good with that. Let's see. No blinky. That's good. Oh, crikey. Alright, come on. computer's being such a silly goose. Coal, 4%. Okay, terrible. 3%. It's really terrible. %. Okay, I guess I'm gonna shut you off. Grab what I got. And I guess shove some more coal into the generator. Very, very low. Now, certainly part of the problem is that I've got, excuse me, soccer. Like these things down here, I really need to reprogram that IC to grab the name of the filtration unit that's on, and if there's any volume pumps with the same name. If this goes into idle mode, that needs to shut down. Basically, this is what that amounts to. Okay, so back into making a little bit of power for now. The sun needs to pop up, though. Can I just put these in? Good. I can just put them in. So there's the power. There's the data. So the power is going to come in right here. Okay, yeah, maybe. Can I go through? Okay, so I gotta do it like this. Gotta let it stick out a little bit. One end of the spectrum to the other. I may need to do dark walls. Okay, so the idea is here is that these Stirlings are going to push power to the main bus. That's what I'm figuring out. Okay. And then off of the main bus, this needs a off of the main bus with no battery. I think the turbo pumps go up to a kilowatt of power, and these are 200. Those are probably 250. I'm just going to say 50. That's probably overkill. So 250, 1250. So 2,500. That's what I'm going to set the dial to right now. So up to that. this is going to be... There certainly is going to be a generation of this chip, or this program, that the Stirling can be turned on and off. Or even pressure safety override. My goodness, that's hard to see. That down and then out. Okay. Where's the data plug on these? Whew. Oh yeah. Can't forget this guy. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So make sure I got the direction configured. And I guess the benefit to this is going to have... It's going to be harder to bring the pressure up, but at least it'll also be harder to blow it. Boy, is this hard to shove in there. Let's go ahead and... you know what? I'm going to turn it around. Because you're going to be a lower temperature. So higher pressure might be okay here. Okay. Let's see how well that goes. And then I'll figure out how I want to do that at some point. So, okay, so we've got this, I think we got the outside figured out. Okay, so now let's start the very long process of Okay, so this is top is supply. I'm gonna stick it right there just so I know. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Got a bunch. Got a bunch. Okay, so, the composter is exactly how it's going to be. I don't foresee any reason to make that move. This is battery here. I can run this up. That's... Or, well, I could even throw the... I could throw this in there. Maybe that would make sense. Because the input would be coming from here. Oh, man, that would be perfect. Input would be here. And then I could go up and over to... Yeah. I might actually shove that in there. Okay. Okay. And then the water pipe wraps around. It'd be a little funny. Stupid batteries in a bad spot. But Let's start by turning off the gas mixer, closing this valve. Let this run completely out. And realistically, I should put a chip on this with a pipe sensor, which I could. I can just put the analyzer in here. That way I can shut the mixer off if it gets too high or something. So wait for this to do its thing. See, ridiculously high temperature because for one, there's a little bit of an excess volatile making it through, because the mix ratio isn't quite perfect. I'd actually like to see a little bit more volatile than that, because right now it's... No, wait a minute. No. That's the way I want it. I want it oxygen rich, so less volatiles come through. That's the idea. Okay, now the combustor should be running out. Which is good. Virtually empty, but I'm going to wait till it's really empty. So I don't need to be dumping any of the gas anywhere. Okay, that's off. So now we can shut you off. Shut you off. And then as far as I'm concerned, you probably don't matter. So I can still keep that going. That won't be a problem. So in this case, let's start... okay, let's... Real quick, let's do this. Do that. Okay. Pull you up. Missed you. Pull you up. Pull you up. Do that. You up. You up. Okay. I don't know where it's going to go from here. But water filter down to 5. Impressive. This I feel like potentially does need to happen. Or I can change where that filter is. Okay, so what is it? Wrench. Hand drill first. Hand drill, that'll give me my pipes. Nope, cables. Now it's wrench, right? And that's regular pipes. And then a hand drill. Okay. Let me... This actually seems to be like perfect. Yeah. Embedded in the wall. No. That's, well, power. Okay, not that close. That'll work. That'll work. So this is the input. Right into there. I think you need a screwdriver. Yeah, okay, there we go. Just grab the water filters. Excuse me. Filtration. There we go. Do that again and again. There we go. Okay, now got it for real. 100. There. So that's the input. And this is the unfiltered. Then this is the hot. So this is going to be where we go for the source of the Stirling. There we go. So we got this. I'm going to go ahead and volume pump. This is going to be... Flip it around, would you? Come on. Come on. There we go. This direction. So this is the unfiltered. This can work. Going straight down. There we go. This will be... Ah, crap. Wait. I go like this. Will that be sufficient? Please be... Oh, ooh, yeah. Okay, looks like that'll work. Cool. Awesome. So, fire you back up. Okay. Feel like that's still important. Okay. All right. Can dig it. Now this is... Oh, yeah, this is... I'm gonna do this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I think that works. Except I got the wrong tool in my hand. I think we can stack a couple of these things together. Just saying. Okay.
Hunger caution.
Yeah. Where's that? Take that back. So volume pump, this is the way we want it. So it's going to pull everything out of here. So I should have just left that in. Let's go ahead and, yeah, okay. And then you right here. You go right here. Not a valve, a one-way valve. There we go. So this will go through the Stirling, although that technically could slow it down. I'm not going to worry too much about it though. I don't necessarily like the pollutant concentration. So I think I need to check on stuff. I mean, a lot of pollutant. Where would I be getting the pollutant from? That's what I'm wondering. I mean, that's a good question. Where's the pollutant coming from? Guess there's a little bit here. That's ridiculous. Let's open up my backpack and go fill up the generator because I am down to, well, 0 power, essentially. Woo! Microcosm. We were into E-5, so we were like 0.5%. That was a very small number. And still no storm detected. So, okay, so pollutant. Where are we getting the pollutant from? I mean, whoa. I guess it could be... He crashed again. Jeez, today is the day of the Crucius Maximus. I mean, it very well could be that I actually have enough nitrogen to throw pressure into the environment. Maybe that's all it is. Or do I have... Oh, it's not that. I mean, I don't know. I do not know. Okay, so food and water. Let's do it. That's the end of the fries. Okay. Should I bring my laptop and oh, let's see. I need a housing. Is anybody backed up in here? Yeah, we're backed up, so... What are we backed up on? Gold? Lead? Copper? Oh, yeah. Well, let's try unloading copper. Yeah, we were backed up on copper. And that's 6%. Okay, I think I'm happy with that number. Guess what? I can throw one in there. It's definitely something I do need to go through and improve because I'm running out of... I need to put a silo on basically on the end of all of these. Holy crow. Are you done yet? Jeez. Goodness gracious. Think gold. 10.8%. I went out the wrong side. Yep. Lovely day for a walk on Mars. Looking forward to the terrain update. That'll be neat. Okay. So. This is the waste pipe. Waste. Okay, and this pipe in particular. Yeah, okay, so this is the waste, right? Waste. Now again, I could make this into a third Stirling if I wanted to. So we got the H2 combustor. We've got the output. It's going to be hot. Debating on that, but so now we're going to go. We want to feed into there. So this has to come over. So this feeds Stirling 00. Cycles through there, comes out here into this. And then in this case, this one goes to the second Stirling. And then it comes in. So from there, we want to take it over to here. Going to go through a little bit of a spaghetti iteration here. We can do up and over. Okay. You can come straight up to the ceiling. Alright. Spaghetti network. Oh man. Ultra spaghetti. Should make Italians proud. Okay. So now the filtration device. Loading maximum. Alright, so that's pressurized. This is coming off the Stirling. And then it goes to be condensed. Okay. Now, I got to deal with the output off of this. So do I want to go ahead and do a third Stirling? I don't know if I can bring the pressure up high enough, though. That's a good question. That is a good question. This obviously we want to... I'm gonna think about that. This unit is exposed to the atmosphere. Does that bleed off heat? Which I guess wouldn't necessarily be a problem because that's what we're trying to do. You have to be able to get to the filter though. I don't know. But let's punch up composter again. Now, this certainly doesn't need this much. Let's take it down to 2,500 off of that. Now, so I can't easily. How's that bring it over here? Do a little, yeah, okay, a little bit of pipe spaghetti. Not like I haven't been doing it all day. Well, it's a little more. Okay. This is going to be the final. Do that. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that the connection is outside. So whether I do a third Stirling or whether I just do a loop, which is what it's going to be for right now, is a loop. There we go. Okay. So, good to go. Good to rock. Transformer's right there, so I need to make sure that the chip is on this side. So housing. I'm going to put it right here. Nope. There we go. Okay, so now 2,500 watts, that should be, I think that'll be sufficient. So in this case, what I want to do is read the sensor off of that and go from there. So I think this might be Let's go inside. If I step in here. Oh crap, I forgot to grab an IC. That, oh, nope, nope. I do have an IC. I decided to shove it in my suit, because that makes sense. There we go. Jeez. Okay, so we're going to edit this, we're going to clear it. So first off, we're going to define a hash for the engine. Stirling, I already had it selected, so. Structure, Stirling engine. Hash. Stirling engine. Okay. Turbo man. Turbo pump gas. Turbo volume pump. And define H pump. Volume. Pump. Right, so we've got the engine, we've got the turbo pump. We do need to pipe analyzer. Okay, so we do that. We're also going to define max pressure. That's 4,500. Probably should have an internal safety at some point, but that's another day. Okay, so we're going to alias batch name. Oh yeah, we also have to do a. Oh, hang on. We clear DB, clear. Put DB address 0 hash of 00, and we're DB1 hash 01. Okay, so I can run up to 5 of these at once. Not a big deal. So we're going to set bat name. Set batch device hash is going to be hash sensor on 1. Set batch engine. Maybe go ahead and set the engines on. Yeah, there we go. Set batch. Yeah, so I want to turn off the input, essentially. I want to figure that out. Main, yield, jump main. Okay, so we want to first alias index R3. Nope, I guess it's not an index. Cur index. Move cur index to 0. Okay, so we want to get DB address is going to be cur index. Okay. So we get the name hash from there. Add cur index. Cur index plus 1. Define max is 4. this will just fall through. Branch greater than cur index greater than max dev. Jump to reset. And it'll fall through. Okay, another. Load batch name R15. Device hash is going to be hash engine. Name hash is going to be cur name hash logic. Reference ID sum. Branch equal to 0 R15. Reset. Okay, so if we're take that back, this is at the end, the very, very end. So we get the name hash, add it, you don't particularly care. If it doesn't exist, we just reset it. Yep. Okay. Like, I can dig that. So now here's where we do the real checking. So we're going to load batch name into current pressure. Pressure from device hash is going to be hash sensor name hash cur name hash pressure average, just in case for some godforsaken reason there's two with the same name. Okay, load batch name turboval turbo cur name hash setting average. Again, same thing. Okay, so hopefully this doesn't exceed. Well, okay, so branch greater than if pressure is above max pressure, jump to reduce volume. Okay. Branch less than essentially that's what it is. Yeah, okay, so reduce vol so we know what the volume is, we have it loaded, so let's do by 5, I guess. Reduce volume, so subtract turbo vol minus 5. Okay. That's a push and a pull. Okay, so we're going to subtract 5. Branch less than equal if turbo vol less than 0, and branch to clamp vol to 0. Clamp vol to 0. Move turbo vol to 0. Alright. So in this case, then we're going to set batch name, device hash is going to be hash turbo, cur name hash, setting turbo vol. Set greater than 0. R15 turbo. Set batch name H turbo. Cur index on R15. I think that's the way to go. Okay, so we set the setting. Jump RA. Okay. Go to 0. Now, next up. Increase vol.
Hunger
Put
caution.
db 100 RA. Add turbo. Vol is going to be turbo vol plus 5. Branch greater than turbo vol 100. Clamp. Vol to 100. Alright, db 100. Alright, and then set batch name H turbo cur name setting turbo vol. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and since this happens multiple times, same thing. We're gonna go there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and then jump RA, and now clamp vol to 100. Okay, we move turbo vol to 100. Now a problem comes in if there's an error, it just blows to smithereens. So I think this is going to do is it's going to control the volume pumps. Current index pressure, engine on. Engine on doesn't matter because I'm not doing anything to check for it right now. So I think it should run it. Now initialization will start them up, but I can shut them off and it won't. Ooh. This is a problem. That's a good question. Okay. Oh. Wait a minute. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, H engine. So I gotta have the engine hooked up. That's no problem. On. Okay. So branch equal to 0. If R15 is equal to 0, that means the engine is off. And we want a branch to shut down. Okay, so shut down. Jump to end of main. That way it can loop around for the next one. So if this is the case, so what we're going to do is we're going to set batch network. Device name is turbo. Cur name hash on is off. Turn it off. Then set batch network H volume. No, H pump. Now we'll do that. We want it on, as long as the engine's on. If the engine is off, then we shut down the turbo pump. Set the. Well, actually, we're never really shutting the pump off. But we'll have it at 1 volume. Or 1 liter. Okay. Let's see, what do we have for food? 3 mil. Gonna drink water, eat a potato. I'm not even gonna make French fries. Okay. Oh, what are we at? 2%. I gotta lick my hand. Come on. Oh my goodness. Would you just... Thank you. I guess I'll throw some coal in real quick. Very strange. I haven't had a storm in quite a while. Let's see how it goes. Oh, power's off. Okay, so far so good. Those are on. I don't feel like you're I left it on the floor. Oh, right, yep, because they're not hooked up. There we go, 1 liter. Good. Okay. So, if everything is correct, then I need to work backwards. So this is the exhaust. Let's go ahead and turn that on. This is more exhaust. Go ahead and turn that on. Turn you on. So now these all should be empty. Okay. Turn you on. Okay. So if I got this right, turn you on, and we start doing this. Saving, saving, saving. Oh god, I hope it didn't just crash. We're gonna find out. Come on. No crash. Crash or no crashing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, so theoretically. Ooh, pressure's up on that one. Okay. God. We're making power. Pressure's awfully high. Seems to be doing pretty good. So these are set to 100. So as long as I've got volatiles, that works. I do need to double check what's going on with the startup. So apparently I'm not turning the turbo pumps back on. That's okay. We're generating 4.45 kilowatts, give or take. You are 2.27, going down a little bit, but temperature is a lot. $1,100. Okay, so a lot easier to deal with anyway. Yeah, so it might actually not be a bad idea to throw that through a third Stirling. Might not be a bad idea at all. Why do I keep getting stuck in there? So let's go ahead and put the glass sheet in there somewhere. Okay. Alright, that should give me a boost, so Stirling engine number 3. Weld some of these in here. Perfect. I am super happy with how this is turning out. Well, let's see. We're going to need another... No, actually, we got it. Look at that. Turbo. Pump. Power on the left. And the canister. Oh yeah, because it's not complete. So 2 electronic parts. Yeah, okay. Alright, so 2 electronic parts. More cables. I think we're good on pipes. Oh, good. Storm incoming. Awesome. More cables, because we need it. Actually. Okay, there's those. And power should be going up, right? Or at least holding steady. Ooh, yeah, power's going up with those Stirlings. Awesome. I'm happy with that. So, okay. I'm gonna let this run for a second, and I'm gonna run and drain my waste tank real quick. Okay, I have turned. So I think I've got what I need. We've got 2 minutes. Well, actually, the power went down a little bit. And that might be... It's very possible that the composter turned off. So that's one of the things I'm going to need to do is make sure that the composter is turning on as long as it can. So let's go in here first, make sure that that's actually running. It is running, so that's good. Now if I come out here, condensation's happening in this pipe. I don't think I'm going to worry about that too much. But the temperature is coming down, which is great. Your outlet temperature is pretty low, which is awesome. So I mean, this is pretty much just generating the power to take care of itself. So this one might be a loss. This one's a positive. So overall, I'm just really hoping that it's enough to dump the load. Because that's my primary concern. Okay, so this is... There's the storm. Okay. Are these taking damage? Does not appear to be taking damage. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Might not have enough of this. Oh, okay. Good. Barely, but it's enough. Electronic parts, put that in there. Okay. This is going to be the return line. We do it one away from the wall. Actually, you know what? Do that. And then this could go straight out, essentially. Goodness. Come here. Pipe sensor. There we go. 02. 02. 02. 02. Oh, good Lord. that one on. Turn that on. Turn that on. Can I crank this open? Okay. Wow, I can't bring the pressure up on that.
Waste tank caution.
Air vacuum, basically. Air vacuum, basically. Air vacuum. Let's go here. We're still running. How are you doing? Are you happy? Let's see. 2 megapascals, slightly oxygen rich. Good. Doing good here. Not exactly sure why I'm still seeing volatile, but it's tiny. Okay, that's correct. Four kilowatts. 1.27 and 1 kilowatt. So this is a loss. And it's because there's no pressure essentially in the feed line. So we got a vacuum here, a vacuum here, a vacuum here. But final temperature going into 859 degrees. So it comes out 1500. 891. Only loses 30 degrees in that. That's a little disappointing, but that should reduce the thermal load. Right? So now if I come over here, we can take a look and see what the temperature over here is. These are 49 degrees. That's certainly reasonable. And let's take a look here. What we got? 281. So we're at 8 degrees. This is entirely reasonable. And since I've got the volatiles, it's very slightly going up. Kind of. So that is good. That means the thermal load that I'm putting on it with the steam is manageable. Very manageable. And then the cooling of the water is coming down. That's good. And my oxygen is cooling down. That's a thermal load as well. Nitrogen coming down. That's a load as well. And my CO2 is a high load. Okay. So that is very awesome. The addition of the Stirling has helped keep this where it needs to be. Now, this is still very slowly increasing. Stage 2 is 40. So how are we doing over here? What do I got you set to? 31. Okay. So you have reached exactly the goal that I set for you. Right? Now, with that being said, do I take this down? Oh, hang on. Yeah, that helps. Pollutant. $31.50. Wait, 267? Hang on. 31.50. Freezing, so I can't possibly freeze. Okay. Okay. I guess that makes sense, and then I can't freeze the coolant. And over here is 52.6, and I don't know if it's really gaining. It's 7, so it's gaining a little bit. But every little bit that it gains means that those are more effective at dumping the heat. So that's sweet. That is very sweet. So once these come down to the target temperature, it'll disconnect the load and they'll be that much better. So, okay, awesome. Now the one thing that I do want to do is make sure that I get that pressure down. In the room. You can see that the temperature is really climbing. So we want to I'm going to need to use crowbar. Okay. While I'm thinking about it, I should crack this open. And let's grab the chip right here. Go ahead and import what's on the chip and edit it. So the turbo pumps, that actually wouldn't be necessarily a bad idea. Target pressure 120. Close. You know what? Let's do 100. Pressure differential. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if that does a little bit more of So these should be off. Yep. Here's 60. Okay. So we'll see if that works. And then I'm also going to do that with the chip that's down here. Which means, yeah, the nitrogen there is no longer dumping into the room. Which is good. Good, 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 good. So now it's just a matter of dumping the pressure out of the room. Which I got the back pressure regulator. Yeah, you actually get some airflow going. So obviously it's a very slow process. Maybe it would make sense to use larger vents. But let's go make sure that the composter is running. Wow, I got up to 87%. Maybe even more. Interesting that the storm lasted exactly 488 seconds again. But yeah, okay, we will wrap it up after I make sure that the composter's running. We'll double check that the Stirlings are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Which they seem to be. Now you're doing what I want you to do. You're cooling the system. You're making a net positive, and you're again a net negative. But I'm okay with that. The system overall is doing what it's supposed to. You're just grinding away. And I'm wondering if it's power interruptions that keep disrupting you. So we'll see. Yeah, what we got for input here? That's very good. Temperature's nice and low. So I'm fine with that. Yep, there we go. Look at that. We're making a decent amount of power. Or, yeah, water. It's coming out of here. Really interesting that that's... But whatever. Doing great. And then thermal loads are down. That's still a little warm, but I'm not going to split hairs over that. I'm absolutely thrilled with how well this is working. So we're generating we'll just call that 2100. Yeah, okay. So we're generating 5K. 5K off of just trying to cool the exhaust of this down. Thrilled. thrilled. Very awesome. Batteries ought to be really happy. Yeah, we got blue over here. I don't think they're getting unloaded. Yeah. They don't even count as part of the... Yeah. So there's... Yeah. Yeah, funny. That works. I am extraordinarily thrilled with how well those Stirlings worked. They're doing exactly what I wanted them to. Oh yeah, 56.7. They're better at night because it's cooler. That's very good. Very, very good. And that's still got the air conditioner in the one main room. And doing good. So where are we at? We're almost up to 10 degrees, so getting a little harder to get to my mark. Should be 287. Okay, so you should be, wait. Oh yeah, that's right. 283 is the target. So it's got to go down 2 degrees. That's going to go down 2 degrees. This got to go down. Yeah, load there. Awesome. What was that? 63, 64, 66 and a half. It's like 100 kilojoules. Whoops. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So probably could use one more. But overall, I'm kind of happy with that. The other thought would be to, well, yeah. Maybe I'll separate this out so that I can run multi-banks off of, yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do tomorrow. So, finally figured out what these are. So this is the minimum. Cannot set lower than that, cannot set higher than that. So the target here is 273. So 273 is 0 degrees. So you can go down to -8. So I'm actually going to set this to 270. It's the minimum that it can be. And the maximum, 293. Interesting. I thought the dope. Huh. Thoroughly confused. Whatever. So, I think I'll call her there. Maybe this will be a water filter. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much water gets into this pipe, but overall looks pretty good. I don't actually know how much is really going through here. $385 coming in here, so this is getting a little bit of thermal load, but keeping up with it. Guess I need to double check and see how this is going. Where these filters are, that is looking pretty good. So the water filter is the next one. But I'm very happy with the progress that has been made. Those Stirling engines are doing phenomenal. And that should put a dent in my battery usage. So very happy with that. And the pressure is very slowly coming down. So, wow. Happy with that. I already got that dumped. Let's put pipes together. Gotta do something about all this. But that's for another day. For now, I think we will strip down to our uniform and call it a night. I can figure out what I do with the head lamp. There we go. There we go. Get de-stinkified. So, sweet. Very sweet. I'll get a thumbnail tomorrow. Awesome. I'm happy with the progress today, so I guess we'll call her there. So, I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and we will see you next time.